Hello everyone, welcome you all in this session. Myself, Assistant Professor Ripal Gupta from LJ School of Law. Today I am going to discuss on the subject of rehabilitation of criminals, and in which we are going to discuss on the theories of criminology. And previously we had discussed about the theories of punishment, and today we will discuss the theories of criminology propounded by the different authors. So first we'll discuss about Cesare Lombroso. Cesare Lombroso was considered as a modern father of a modern criminology, and he was the first person who used scientific method in criminology to identify the crime. According to him, he developed one theory for the criminology. According to him, criminals are born. He developed a biological theory where he says that criminals have born by the criminals are born. So because of their physical attributes, he can consider them as a criminals. So he said that criminality is inherited. It is there in their physical or external look, how their looks like, how they have biological impacts on them. This give them as a criminal nature. So he said that the biological theory impact on the criminals, and if you have such kind of biological or physical attributes, you can be termed as a criminal. So he believes in the physical attributes like hawk-like noses, bloodshot eyes. Apart from that, he gave certain other attributes of physical like enormous jaws, high cheekbones, prominent arches, solitary lines in the palms, extreme size of orbits, handle-shaped or chiseled ears found in criminals, acute sight. So these are the excessive idleness, then tattooing. He said these are the physical attributes which come with born with the criminals. So if anyone has such kind of attributes, it termed to be have a criminal by born. So Cesare Lombroso have developed this theory that because of the biological attributes and the physical attributes, you can be termed as a criminal. Second author is Enrico Ferri. Enrico Ferri has literally opposed the view of Cesare Lombroso that biological features. He said you cannot term any person as a criminal because of his physical attributes. No biological factors can affect the criminals. He said the factors that affect the criminal is their environment, where they born, where they live, where there is a geographical environment. So if I am living in a certain area where criminals are, maybe there are more criminals than the other society or other area, then it may be highest possibility that I'll be the more become the criminal. So he said first what affect to the criminal is their family background, second is their geographical background, and third is their friends and relatives. So if your friends or relatives, your family members are criminal, you become the criminal as like them. So he said it's not about the biological factor, but it's about the geographical factors that affects the criminality, that your living, your people around you, your society, your culture, your friends, your relative, influenced you more. So if your friends are criminal, they influenced you and you become criminal. So Enrico Ferri suggested their theory, not the biological factors but the geographical factors affect the criminals more. The people who live in certain areas, who people born in certain families who are criminal, so you become the criminal, or your friends, your relatives, or in the area where you are living, and that factors affects the more for the criminal. So he suggested the theory that not the area or the geographical factors affects more for the criminals. The third author is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud had developed another theory that he said different factors affect the people. He says basically by getting older, your desires become, that you got more desires, you crave for certain things, and that makes you a criminal. So he develops three concepts, that is ID, ego, and superego. So he said that ID means when you are a child and you are hungry, so you will cry. You cry for the food. So for you, that ID, that is necessity for you, that you need it, for that you will cry. So you will that you will suffice your craving by food. So you need food, for that you will cry. Then it comes your ego. Here says when you grows, your expectation or desires will also increase. So you will you will strive for more things to be to, for example, if I want toy, so I'll be more passionate for toys, then I'll cry more, I do more things that I can get my things in my life. So he said there is a ID, ego and super ego. Super ego says that when you have this desire thing, but you want some more, more than your necessity things, then you become criminal. So when you are having your necessity things and you don't have it, then you may take such steps that make you criminals. So if I want to have some good lavish house or good car or anything, and if I can't purchase it, and for having that I commit certain crime, that makes me a criminal. So he said your super ego makes you a criminal. Your ego, and you are not satisfy yourself, your needs, your desires, that makes you criminal. So here it talks about the nature of the people, that if any person who cannot control their desires, and for completion of that desire you commit certain crime, this is how you become a criminal. So it is all about the desires of the people, not about the biological factor or the geographical factors, by not any under influence, but by your own wishes, that you want something. And he called it as a super ego, that if ego is a sufficient level that I want something in as a basic needs, but super ego, when you have basic needs but you want something more, or even when you do not get the basic needs, you choose the another way for having it. So this is how you become a criminal. So he says about the nature makes you the criminal. The last theory is Sutherland's theory. This theory was developed by Edwin Sutherland, and he developed one theory, that is a differential association theory. He said that no person can be born criminal, no nature can affect, no geographical factor can affect, but you learn to be criminal. You learn from the others, you learn from the value, from the attributes, from their motives, the techniques, you chat, to talk with that person, you share the idea, and you become criminal. So he said that you choose to become a criminal. You understand what is criminality, understand the techniques, the motives, the value of, and then you become a criminal. So in this theory he developed certain concept that criminality is learned. You learn from the other person, you share the ideas with the other person, then you learn it. So here he said that principle of learning behavior occurs intimate personal group. So you create, you enter into one group that discuss about the criminality and you adopt it. So he says criminality, you develop the criminality by understanding it. You completely understand the concept, you know about how, when, what is the motive, how to do it, and then you learn the criminality. That is what differential association theory is. When the persons meet together, they discuss about the criminality, they discuss about the nature of the criminality, and then they choose to become a criminal. So today we have discussed about the different theories of criminology proposed by different authors. So first is Cesare Lombroso, who defined the biological factor. Second is Enrico Ferri, he discussed about the geographical factors, and then Sigmund Freud talk about the nature of a human being, that if he cannot fulfill his desire, then he become a criminal. And the last is Sutherland's theory. He talks about differential association, where he talks about criminology can be learned and then it can be adopted. So these are the main theories of criminology. Thank you.